Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today, we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers, Season 9, Episode 17, What About Blob, and Episode 18, If You Love It So Much, Why Don't You Marionette? We're going to start off with our synopsis for Episode 17, What About Blob? Gene is upset he got in trouble at school for a new sound he has been playing. The Belcher siblings go to the oyster bar for Gene to let off some steam and discover a plankton blob in the ocean. They discover that the blob is bioluminescent and Gene loves it. The kids overhear that the yacht club plans to kill the plankton blob and he decides to do all he can to save it. The yacht club president convinces the kids that the blob is bad and says he'll order a study on the plankton to appease the Belchers. The kids realize they've been tricked and band together with Sasha and Duncan to save the blob. They replace the bleach with panko breadcrumbs, and seagulls immediately start feasting. The kids sneak back into the marina on kayaks to protect the blob and discover it moves when there is loud noise. They all make loud noises with their kayaks and lead it out of the marina, where the plankton then gets eaten. Meanwhile, Jimmy Pesto is traveling, and Trev is struggling without him. Bob and Linda do what they can to help him stop insulting him. He struggles to not insult Bob, so they work on not high-fiving instead. Jimmy Pesto returns, and Trev successfully doesn't high-five him. So what'd you get for the vacant storefront?
Pelvis has left the building hip replacement clinic.
Play on the phrase, Elvis has left the building.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Pest control truck.
Squish me, baby, one more time, pest control.
I like that one. And I'm very excited for your reaction to the burgers of the day.
Yeah, I have 5 written down. Am I counting that right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
5. Okay. The chevre little thing she does is magic burger.
Chevre. What is that's a cheese?
I'm guessing cheese.
I'm hoping.
The Gorgon Baby Gone burger comes with gorgonzola cheese. I think I said that right.
Yeah, you did. It's for the movie Gone Baby Gone.
Gotcha. The straightened marrow burger comes with bone marrow.
I've had the only time I've had bone marrow was in a ramen, and I loved it. So, like, I'd be curious.
Yeah. The all hot and collared burger.
For all hot and bothered.
Mm-hmm. Or as my grandma would say, the hot and collard burger, because that's how she says collard green. She adds an I to it.
See, and then you have us down here. It's collar.
Yeah, you remove letters.
We remove letters.
I mean, so does New Yorkers, just in different ways. But I would say
it's very fun seeing it though,
because it's the same. But I would say collard greens and collard greens is not. That's not a normal way of mispronouncing that word.
For us, it's collard greens.
Yeah, we call her Mrs. Malaprop. She does that a lot.
Because then, like, it makes me also think though, just like when I shocked Sammy with the fact that we call a grocery cart a buggy.
I didn't know Sammy didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Like, people,
it was very enjoyable.
The linguistical differences in our different areas of the country for fun. That's not normal, apparently.
Oh yeah, maybe is that not normal?
I'm learning new things every day. And the last burger is the someone raclette the bed burger. Comes with raclette cheese.
That's for someone wet the bed.
Stairs. Oh, you're hearing someone walk down my stairs.
No, my lights.
Oh.
They're just a simple strand of lights, but if you give it a minute, see, look, they're doing the twinkly thing.
Oh, but
they're not
They're going in a row.
I know, and it's freaking me out because they're not twinkly lights. They're just lights.
They're haunted.
Like it keeps happening, and I keep turning around to look at it because look, it did it again. It's doing it again. Like, because it's only happening to half the strand.
Yeah, I see that.
What is happening?
That's the first spooky song that came to my mind. Is fucking
perfect though. So I'm just like freaking out. I mean, it means the lights are probably just going out soon because, like, you see how it's doing it unevenly now.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old set of lights, so I just started freaking out about that. I'm so sorry. I was like, you saw me. I kept turning around, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the title and script cover is a reference to the 1991 movie. I can speak. What About Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Trev mentions that Jimmy Pesto is visiting every location mentioned in the Beach Boys song Kokomo. That would have been taking him to Aruba, Jamaica, Bermuda, the Bahamas, Key Largo, Montego Bay, Kokomo, Martinique, Montserrat, and Port-au-Prince. I've been to Port-au-Prince. Would love to go to La Martinique. It's a French island.
Take it down to Kokomo. Sorry, I love the Beach Boys.
Gene makes a reference to binge watching Billions. The 4th season premiere of Billions originally aired on the same date as this episode on March 17th, 2019.
Okay.
The Glencrest Yacht Club appears for the second time, and instead of Tyler's father from Burger Boss, a new president appears.
Mm-hmm.
And a boat named Payne in the Deck can be seen in the marina.
Okay, then.
With Payne being spelled Payne.
Because it's fancy.
Because it's fancy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I have 6 lines.
I have 10.
Holy shit.
All right. It's the food small critters eat, like the oysters. Then the small critters get eaten by the big critters, and so on, all the way up to Godzilla.
Yeah, this is the album where your fans go, ooh, what happened? And then you go to rehab, and your comeback is amazing.
Gene, I love your sounds, but this one is killing me.
They saw glowing lights in the ocean last night. They want to find out if they saw God or if it's something radioactive. So they're going to go poke at it some more.
I love you, magic water.
You're being a blob snob. And a bit of an algae hole.
Yeah, I have that one. I have to go inside. These bags are heavy, and I want to.
We tested the plankton, and it has high levels of bad stuff in it. Bad stuff like what? Bullets? Knives?
It's like if you drop the Blue Man Group in a blender.
You can't make me... Shit. That one got me.
Yeah.
You can't make weight in a... I can't talk. You can't make wake in a marina. We're not animals.
Where am I? Why do we have to keep Gene sitting this Gene-tastrophe?
Let's Pied Piper this sucker. Technically a reverse Pied Piper.
Yep. Let's see. Off to do oceanography somewhere else. Where? The ocean. Then one of them isn't that funny, so I have one more. Will someone push their kayaks into the sea? We're allowed to do that, right? Yeah, so that's it. The other one I had wasn't that funny.
So what'd you think?
I will say this. The amount of lines I have written down is not indicative of my score. Mainly because I feel like at a certain point, all I had to comment on were the lines.
Yeah, because
this one's a little boring, I gotta admit.
I feel like it's a little fun bringing in Sasha and Duncan again.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I was excited to see
just some of the lines. Like the lines are great. The lines
are fantastic.
But like the B plot's really boring because it's just trying to help Trev out. But like you see in the next episode that Trev still insults and high fives Bob anyway.
Yeah. Or
Jimmy Pesto because of Bob, like with Bob and everything. So it's like, did that really even go anywhere? Did that ever happen? So it's kind of like, all right, whatever. They're going to keep that dynamic, even though they wrote an entire story arc on trying to stop that. But okay.
Yeah.
And then just with Gene, like I love when Gene gets passionate about something because that's like his shtick is that he gets really passionate.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I am a mother. That noise is annoying as fuck.
Yeah. I would say with both of the episodes for today, and like we'll talk more about the B plot for the next one also, but both of them, the B plot almost feels like an afterthought because there actually is enough A plot to cover the whole episode, but they have a B plot because they feel like they need one.
They always feel like they need to, like, and I think that's different in newer episodes. For some odd reason, especially I think in season 9, because we keep talking about this, the B plot most of the time is disjointed. Mm-hmm. And that's why we get excited when we're like, it's not disjointed. It actually works together really well because I think we've seen so much of it. You're just like, I get it. They're just showing what Bob and Linda are doing at the restaurant during the day. They're showing the adult side of things because they've been heavily doing things with the kids. But at the same time, you're just kind of sitting there like, can we make it a little bit more relevant? Can we make it a little bit more interesting? Yeah. Because like I watched the new Bob's Burgers episode from the last Thursday, which is still, as you can see, we're still getting used to it. We're watching it on Monday. Mm-hmm. And it was another one of those, the B plot. Like, it was funny. I enjoy it for my aspect, but I'm sitting there like, this has nothing to do with the main plot.
Yeah, exactly.
Which doesn't always has to be, but like, we've had ones that have nothing to do with each other, but still worked.
Yeah, because I feel like they have nothing to do with each other, but they both have enough, I feel like, time to feel like that. Like with Bob and Linda and this episode and in the next one, like both of them, it's in such a little amount of the episode that it's there because they feel like they have to have one, not because it's like actually needed to either make the story feel whole or to give context for something or be a direct like no cause and effect situation like it sometimes is. So it's just when it's times like this where it's just this is just what Bob and Linda are up to while the kids are out. Like,
which I feel like could do an even funnier way though if they tried.
Yeah.
But well, like imagine if it's they're going back and showing like let's say Bob's off doing something with the kids or vice versa, and they just show the chaos that Linda's getting herself into, but without that much context. You just see Linda and Teddy doing something crazy, and then it just pans back out. Like that to me would be hilarious because then the whole time you're thinking when this pops up, oh, that's funny. Like what the fuck are they doing? And then sorry, back to the actual story. But no, they want you to have like full storylines for each plot.
Yeah, and like I what just came to mind was it was like a B plot. This might have been an episode that had like a C plot also, but the only bit of the episode that I actually remember is the storyline that is Linda trying to get Teddy to eat sushi.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you what happened in the rest of that episode, but that was I know it was a subplot.
But you know the sushi.
But I know that one, and like that was at least like that was a case that it probably had nothing to do with everything else. Maybe the one thing it had to do with was Bob wasn't there. That was your direct cause and effect is Bob wasn't there, so like they're ordering sushi for everybody for some reason. So like.
Yeah, it's like when Bob's away, Linda will play.
That's exactly it. That's the kind of like direct cause and effect that I like is Bob's off doing something. And
Linda has no one to watch her.
Exactly. Linda doesn't have her adultier adult around.
It goes back to like when Bob gets alone or with friends and ends up drinking and then you get drunk Bob or Bob hurts himself is on medication. Like it takes Linda out of the equation almost because it's inebriated Bob and it's more interesting.
Yeah.
So once again, us talking about it's more enjoyable than actually watching it.
Yeah, and I couldn't get behind Gene's personal, his place of choice being the oyster bar at the marina. Also, how do you feel about oysters?
I don't like oysters.
Okay, thank God, me neither.
I think oysters are gross because why would you want to eat snot?
I can't do like any of like the raw on the half shell, like no oysters, no clams. The only shelled mollusk that I find myself able to eat, like that when you get it, it's usually in the shell, is mussels, mainly because they're cooked and they're almost always soaked in garlic butter.
I haven't tried mussels, I think just because I'm landlocked.
Yeah, they're mostly,
I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's fair, and I'll admit I'm very fortunate. We're not that you guys are getting a break. We are taking next week off because I will be in the land of seafood. I'm gonna be in Maine.
I'm so jealous.
I'm gonna be in. I've already planned. There's gonna be some scallop action. There's gonna be some lobster action. There's one restaurant though that I can't really plan ahead because their menu is very local. So like they have, which is good. You want that because the food's very like they do a lot of farm to table stuff. It's all very fresh, but that makes it almost impossible to plan ahead what you're going to have because they do have a seasonal menu. It will change between what's on the website and what you get when you get there.
Wow,
it's down to what they have available that day, which is like a great restaurant. The food's really good. That's why we keep going back. But I can't plan ahead what I'm going to have because it probably isn't going to be what they have when I walk in there.
I used to work in a restaurant that served oysters, and I would eat the oysters Rockefeller because they were cooked and there was like cheese, like there was stuff in them. Yeah, it's different. I like oysters Rockefeller. That I will eat. I had to serve so many like the big things of just fucking filled with oysters, and also have to point out what's what because you had your little. It was a fine dining restaurant, so you had your little list of these are all the oysters that we have, and I got really sick of oysters really fast. And of course, everyone at work is like, oh, you should try them. They're so good. You work in fine dining. You need to know what it tastes like. And I know what it tastes like. It tastes like fucking snot. I'm not touching that.
I don't need to taste that. Like, and like I'll say, I for most of my childhood, I didn't eat a whole lot of seafood. I really I got better at it as I got older. And like now, I will say I'll eat most offered.
I wouldn't
eat
fish
items.
when I was a kid.
No, I'll eat most offered seafood items depending on how they're prepared. But like, except I still really can't get behind salmon. I'm not the biggest fan of salmon. And well, yeah, as we said, raw oysters or like I still have a hard time even with cooked clams. I really can't do that.
I like lobster.
Lobster is delicious.
I like wild salmon, not farm raised. I prefer wild, which kills me because of course I live near a lake, so my family was like, "You need to come eat this catfish," and I was like, "I'm not eating catfish. I'm not eating. I don't like catfish. I like most whitefish." Love sole, things like that. But like, I don't think I've actually, of course, who doesn't love shrimp? But scallops are, I think, my favorite.
One of the places we went for lunch has really, really good fresh, like they make their own fried shrimp there. and they're huge, and they give you so much of it.
Oh, you got like the jumbo shrimp.
It's all fresh. It's all local.
I think at this point, hopefully our listeners are just like used to getting hungry when they listen to these episodes, because I don't think we've gone an episode without talking about food.
Well, like, how can you not?
Honestly. So much of the family surrounds food. It's not just the aspect of the restaurant, because this isn't even relation to the restaurant. This is in relation to Jean having comfort oysters.
Yeah.
Which,
I had
bleh.
Last year, one of the restaurants we're going to again this year, I'm going to get something different just because it was a lot of food and it was a lot to handle. They had a stuffed lobster frites that was on their menu. It's still on their menu. My dad might get it this year because the place is like known for their French fries. Just in general, they have these like delicious garlic fries that they're known for in general. So you have a bed of that, and then it's a baked stuffed lobster with like a scallop mousse inside. It was delicious. It was too much food, but it was delicious. I'm probably going to get their scallops this year because I've had that before and I like them a lot.
I love scallops
I love
much.
Well, because the thing is, I was telling you about the hibachi thing we're going to, and so there's a bunch of different options. You could upgrade for certain prices. You could get lobster, you could get scallops, whatever. And I said the same thing when I picked up my thing that my parents had said was, this is the day before we leave to go to the land of seafood. I don't need to upgrade to the scallops for no reason if I'm going to have it again for the rest of the week. Yeah, but again, this part of again why I found this episode kind of boring, because it's adults having beef with kids for kind of no reason.
It feels very 80s-ish.
It does. This is very 80s movie coded. So it's like
you can almost tell that the people writing this grew up in the 80s,
right?
Because we were still allowed to do quite a bit of stuff in the 90s, but like not to this extent.
Yeah, like the fact that they just like. The kids just got themselves to King's Head Island by themselves.
Yeah. Like, just jumped on the ferry.
Yeah. Like, that wouldn't happen today.
It 100% wouldn't. We weren't allowed. My grandmother lives in a cul-de-sac. So even when we went out to, like, ride our bikes, we were told, do not pass the stop sign on the cul-de-sac or you're grounded.
Yeah.
Like, that was the distance I was allowed. Which sucked, because my friend lived, like, just outside. And I was like, well, can't I just go right there? No. Is my house haunted?
Possibly.
That's starting to freak me out a little bit. Because, like...
Madeline's haunting my head. I can keep going. Every time you keep saying your house is haunted, I'm just going to keep singing a different line.
So what did you rate this one?
I gave it 8s for plot and character. Like, I get what they're going. It's not the most entertaining thing in the world, but I get what they're doing. And it got a 6 for personal because, again, it was kind of boring. So I guess a 22.
I gave it 7s across the board, so it's a 21. So we have similar opinions on this one. Oh boy. Now for episode 18. If you love it so much, why don't you Marionette?
Have fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The amount of times I have to say a name. Louise is getting bored with playing with her toys, and the kids are heading off on a field trip. They're going to the Marionette Theater, and Tina explains that it isn't actually any fun. The kids watch a puppet performance and then get to create their own. Louise is disappointed in the activity and finds a closet with a unique dragon puppet. She's sent to the tech booth where she can't interrupt the activity, where she finds out the puppet is named Vladicus and Esther made him. Louise makes her own version of Vladicus and ends up telling Esther how boring the theater is. She is banned from the theater, and Ron helps her siblings help Louise sneak back in. She comes to stage with Vladicus and has a puppet battle with Esther. In the end, she helps Esther heal from her past decisions and decides to keep playing with Vladicus. Meanwhile, a man is trying to give out flyers to a rave outside of Bob's Burgers, and Bob tries to get him to move. He insists he has to stay in front of the restaurant or he won't get paid. The flyer guy is stressed about his dying ferret, so Bob takes over for him so he can still get paid while he checks on his pet. Bob gets better at handing out flyers, and Jimmy Pesto picks on him for it, making Bob give up. Bob convinces his boss to move the flyer guy across the street in front of Jimmy Pesto's instead of in front of Bob's Burgers. Once again, B-plot.
Extremely B-plot. It's even less of the episode than the B-plot from the last one was.
Yeah. But what'd you do for the vacant storefront?
The lids are all tight storage containers.
That's for the 2010 movie. The kids are all right.
I've watched that movie far too many times.
And it's Pest Control Truck.
It's not that good of a movie either. I just watch it because
I know, that's why I'm like,
I watch it because Julianne Moore plays a lesbian. That's the only reason.
So that's all you need for something is lesbians.
Not the only thing I need.
Attractive lesbians.
Older lesbians.
Older lesbians. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I had the wrong adjective.
Unfortunately, as I get older, though, that threshold is getting smaller and smaller.
Oh, it is. Look at
unfortunately
you.
For me. Mm-hmm.
So when they talk about the biological clock, we're not talking about that for you.
No.
It's a different type of clock.
Yeah, mine's going the other direction.
The pest control truck.
Dead or done pest control.
Yeah, the catchphrase for "get her done" from Larry the Cable Guy. Oh, and the color of the van is red, the same color as his favorite football team, the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Okay.
Can I get any more Southern than that, though, with the "get her done"?
Get her done.
I realize how Southern I am when I'm yelling at my children.
Yeah, that's fair.
How many times have you heard me? Get over here.
Mm-hmm.
Get. I do that. I 100% say get.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get rid of all of them.
It's okay.
Not the words, not the children.
Yeah, don't get rid of the children.
The burger of the day.
The Ruth Tomato Ginsburg burger comes with heirloom tomatoes and pickled ginger.
Yeah, that's for Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
May she rest in power.
So the title is a reference to the phrase, "If you love it so much, why don't you marry it?"
Mm-hmm.
The first episode to be written by staff writer Katie Crown. Crown also voices the dip game on Mrs. LeBon's phone. So all those noises are Katie Crown.
I mean, they always have to be voiced by somebody.
Yeah. This episode marks David Herman's 100th episode as a guest star, making him the only non-main cast member to voice a character in 100 episodes or more.
Nice.
And the Supercalifragilistic glow stick is a reference to the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Mary Poppins. And I just got to say, being a millennial is great because, like, something about our childhood, we would practice saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is a universal experience. I know I did not.
I know. Well, did you also practice saying it backwards?
No, only forwards.
I can do it backwards.
Oh my god!
Doshasaliexpiasticfragicalirupus. Which, to be fair, is not actually backward, but that's how it backwards is in the song.
That's interesting.
That's what they came up with. Yeah, it's like, well, you can say it backwards, which is Doshasaliexpiasticfragicalirupus. That's going a bit too far, don't you think?
But supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Some things are like riding a bike.
Mm-hmm.
So Louisa's line, "Dear God, make me a bird so I could fly far, far away." It was, of course, from Forrest Gump and said by young Jenny Curran when she's hiding in the fields. The paramedics who treat Esther are the same ones that came to the restaurant to deliver Goldie's baby in Roman Bobiday.
Okay, then.
And the beats which Dot has named are, "Can I sell my bed on Craigslist? Where did I leave my bra? I only have one. Oh, there it is. And my prescription will be ready when it's ready, I guess."
Yep, that's fair.
I only have 4 lines.
I have 10 again, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
No matter how bored you are, don't fall asleep. The puppets follow you into your dreams.
It's my first one, so I guess I have 3.
Sorry.
Well, there's your beautiful bride, Dad. You get what you get.
That was my next one. I know how stickers work. Brag.
Ugh, the kids get worse and worse every year, but people keep making them.
I have that one too. Oh, I got a flashlight. Now we're cooking.
The tech booth with Dot. I hate that podcast.
It's like Mad Libs or like Sad Libs. I like Mad Libs.
I was having a hectic afternoon, so I didn't get as many lines as I would have liked.
Okay, I have 3 more.
Let's go.
See, I'm assuming you're a lot of people's problem. You bet your ass that's a trip dip. And then there's only so many times you can reunite an old lady with her long-lost puppet. Yeah, 6.
Oh my god. So I do enjoy the A-plot in this one. I will say it is boring, but I think we're like a bit of it is boring, but the kids are bored.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're just emphasizing that in my opinion. But like at the same time, I'm like, puppets? We went with puppets?
And marionettes at that.
Yeah. I like the lesson that Louise learns in this because it's not her usual lesson. This is actually telling her to still be a kid.
Yeah, it's a very deep lesson that they had Louise learn in this one.
Yeah. And I think that's like the one aspect I enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, this one, it let me go down a little bit of a rabbit hole because our thing of what kind of place does the same show for 30 years? And they went, Phantom of the Opera, Cats. Okay, we get it, musical, something like that. So I looked it up out of curiosity because I'm me. Phantom of the Opera, at least I only did the Broadway runs, not any like West End runs. For Phantom of the Opera.
West End always goes longer, right?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the show. But for the Broadway run of Phantom of the Opera, it opened in the Majestic Theater in January of 1988 and closed in April of 2023, just a few months after celebrating its 35th anniversary. So that one did go for 30 years. But then she said, don't forget Cats. Cats opened in 1982 and closed in 2000. It only ran for 22 years.
Ooh, but close.
It was close, but it did not run for 30 years. Like, I get the reference, but still wrong. So I got to do...
Yeah.
I had to do a little bit of, like, my musical theater.
You're like, I feel validated.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I went, because the Majestic right now, at least, well, by the time this is out, it'll be a different show, but because it's where Gypsy is right now. And my mom and I went to go see that, and she sent out, she's like, what have we seen here before? I went, nothing. She went, what do you mean? I'm like, before this was the Phantom of the Opera. She went, oh. Because she was like
so long.
She was because it had been in there since 1988, so I certainly had never seen anything in there. We'd never seen Phantom, and like I said, like my brother had seen it, but I was she's like, didn't we see like Waitress here? I'm like, nope, different theater. I just went like, nope, it's not this one. I promise.
You're wrong.
I promise you that nothing else has been here since 1988.
The only stage performance I have ever been blessed to see is Rent, and that was a one night only in my town.
Yeah.
If I didn't take that opportunity, I was never going to get a chance.
No, that's fair.
I'll come to New York eventually.
We'll figure it out. We'll make sure you guys get to see
next year.
Next year. I will make sure. We'll pick a show.
Crossing my fingers.
We'll make it work.
At this point, we just got to find something that's kid-friendly because we have to take the child.
Yeah, no, we're definitely taking your daughter. We'll find something.
She will be so mad if we don't.
At the very least, I'll take you guys to go see Six.
Oh my God, she would love that.
I know she would. And that one is both child friendly, but also there's some jokes in there that we'll enjoy. Yeah,
exactly. I enjoy the shows where things kind of go over your head a little bit.
Yeah,
you don't see that as much, I feel, in things.
No, well, I think somebody asked, I think Megan Hilty, about like bringing their kids to See Death Becomes Her, and she went, the jokes might go over their heads, or you might need to be prepared to answer a lot of questions on the way.
Yeah.
Because there's one that definitely would go over a kid's head, but they would definitely ask it, and it's the, you can have him back. By the way, the bottom half doesn't work anymore. You definitely have to explain that to your kid. There's they wouldn't understand it, but they would need to ask that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we're not taking your daughter to See Death Becomes Her, sadly.
No. But yeah, so the B plot is
the B plot
not
is,
good.
No, and there's just none of it, like which is fine, honestly, because I honestly like same thing. Like I found like the Marionette thing more interesting, and like there was enough there. I do appreciate though that at this point, like Brooke Dillman's characters all sound exactly the same.
I told you, didn't I?
They sound so. Like at this point, like I'm like, oh, okay, I don't
even have to tell you anymore.
No, I now know who it is. But I wrote down, I'm like, is this the part where I bring this up? Did I tell you that I did a puppet thing in high school?
Yes.
I've told you. Have I said it on the podcast?
Yeah, you've talked about it before.
Okay. I was like, I couldn't remember anymore. Honestly,
we've talked about so much. It's like, how much more can we actually tell people about, apart from like things that are actively happening in our lives, like
right,
or trauma dumping on the internet. Like, there's only so much you can say.
Okay,
you know?
So then I won't go down again my rabbit hole of being a puppeteer in high school. It wasn't marionettes, at least. It wasn't that, because that's actually like that takes skill.
That's hard.
Like.
Not something I do, but it's hard.
That takes a lot of skill. Like my puppets, like at least it was the hook and rod, which is my shining moment being when I made the puppet blow its nose. I was a hit with the 8-year-olds. What can I say?
I'm so proud of you.
I still have that folder of thank you letters from the kids,
which is the sweetest thing.
No, it was nice. Well, because this was the first year that the school ran it, so it was just that one school and just those two class years. It was just second and third grade. So I think after that they started doing all of the elementary schools, and like they were doing it for like all of them. It was like kind of like the pilot programs, but I was also a senior, so I only got to do it the one time. But they had the kids, they all sent us thank you letters, and they got to tell us what their favorite part of the show was. And for the most part, I think like me and my friend that did it, basically we just kind of split, okay, you get this grade, but if there's like a letter that specifically mentions something you did, then you get that one.
Yeah.
And my favorite part was when she blew her nose, was one of many that I got specifically from the other grade.
That's very cute.
You know, I was good. It's my genius comedic timing. What can I say? You know, I'm really good at that, apparently, with a puppet.
I mean, you're just good at that anyways.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we have to have good comedic timing for something like this.
Yeah, I would say so. The amount of times, like, I send you, like, stuff that's like the Golden Girls podcast, where it's like, wow, there really is only one podcast dynamic, and it's us and them at the same, like, somehow at the same time. It's sometimes to varying configurations. Like the one I sent you today is the first time I think you were more aligned with Jen and I was with Patrick, but still, it's like,
well, I don't want to risk my life just to experience skydiving.
But it was, well, it's the same, but it was more the bit of him saying, I don't think there's enough air to lift me off the ground, and she went, don't talk about my friend Patrick like that.
Exactly.
That was something that would be us.
I'd be yelling at you, like, exactly. Be nice to my best friend, please.
Exactly. So
what are you doing?
The more we talk, the more I'm like, wow, there is exactly one podcast dynamic.
But yeah, what'd you think of the B plot?
I hate ferrets.
It's just so funny because I used to have ferrets.
Oh, really?
I told you.
I know you
did. My ferret's name was Oreo, and then my ex-husband had one named Fenrir.
Yeah, as a pet. Oh, at first, honestly, with the flyer guy, like, he's like, my boss always stand in this spot. I'm like, is your boss Jimmy Pesto? Like,
right? That's what it felt like.
It's what it felt like, and then it wasn't. But I was like, also, like, busking in front of an open business feels illegal.
It feels just inappropriate.
Yeah, like, it's at least
go
like
nearby. You don't have to be right in front of it,
like in the window. Like, it just feels like a social norm that's being broken here. So I was like, this is weird. But then, yeah, his thing was like, I have to go give my ferret its medication that I'm not going to say what kind it was. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I've told you my thing about my theory about pets, and like the hamster that you have for your kid, notwithstanding, because it's a regular hamster.
A hamster is like a good kid pet.
It is, like,
my kid is also like for her age as well.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Forgive me for saying this. You know, if you've got other pets that are exotic and you love them, that's great. In my opinion, the appropriate pet for an adult is a cat or a dog. Like, you know, call me old-fashioned.
I would say a bird could be considered too, though.
Birds creep me out.
Oh my god.
Which is funny considering who I used to see.
Yeah, it's quite funny, actually. I'm loving this moment just a tiny bit, but because you can get birds that can talk back. How cool could it be to have a pet that can talk to you?
I don't want my pet to talk to me.
But you can teach it to say bad things.
Or it will start repeating things that you don't want it to repeat.
Touché.
Exactly. So it's a double-edged sword there. So, you know.
That's okay. My kid made a joke about wanting a pet snake, and I was like,
no.
Never. That's never going to happen under my roof.
I did find it funny that your kids kept thinking that they were going to scare me with the rubber snake.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and they're like, oh, you're not afraid? I'm like, I had this exact snake when I was like, literally.
Yeah, we had this toy growing up.
Texture, like they never made them any differently. I'm like, the fake one, and also I know it's fake. Like, you know,
they keep putting it places.
Yeah, like. So
I have found it in some interesting places. I have to give them credit. Someone left it in the bathroom floor overnight. So when I woke up the next morning, it was there. It didn't scare me though, because I'm like, I know my kids have a fake snake.
Yeah.
So like every time it's been put somewhere, I'm just like, yep, that's where it is today. Like it actually hasn't scared me yet. Because we use I think my brother used like identical fake snake and scared the shit out of my grandmother one time when we were kids. Because he put it just right inside of the refrigerator. So when she opened it, it fell on her.
That's dangerous.
He didn't care.
Not clearly.
she almost hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
This does go into like the lesson that Louise has to learn, which is like that. Yeah, like, is savor your childhood, and because there will come a point where, for all of us, where we put down our favorite toys and our favorite items from childhood for the last time, and we don't realize it. And sometimes you can go back,
unless you're a millennial.
Well,
did we ever stop?
I don't play with Polly Pockets anymore.
But you could.
I could. I don't have them though.
There's millennials that do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like, I have the Funkos, but I never like played with. They're not. To me, the Funkos.
Funkos are different.
They're display items. I mean, like, they're display items, not
Funkos. Just replaced Beanie Babies for us.
Basically, yeah. I got the Legos, but that's also not the same, because I'm not the way I played with Legos as a kid was just basically just building towers. Now I actually build like the sets that they tell you to build. That's also a little different.
It's still playing with Lego.
Yeah. I mean, I reread my favorite books from when I was younger. There's that.
There you go.
I watch the same movies. That hasn't changed. You're about to make fun of me before for being a Disney adult. That's not new.
That's not new.
So,
see, I'm right.
There's bits of it, but it's tell me I'm pretty. Sorry. It was the fact that you said tell me I'm right and then you wiggled your fingers at me.
It's too good.
Because what's worse is now that we've been in person together, I know that you would do that to my face and get like really close to my face. You would basically.
You now know what I would do like in person with you.
If you could, you'd probably get in my lap.
Yes. Oh, why didn't I do that?
You never did that. Well, because
I never did that.
I was the one initiating most of the physical contact, which is okay. We talked about this. It's okay.
We talked about that. Katie's weird about touching. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. And it's okay to have boundaries. It was also why I kept asking, are you sure this is okay?
Lauren just kept putting her hand on my leg because she's like, is this real? This is real. She's real.
I'll fully admit, I'm also been a little touch-starved as of late.
I got you. I guess I need to bump that trip to New York up a little bit. But we've barely talked about this episode. That's how, like...
Yeah, this one, I enjoyed it more. We barely talked about either episode, really. Like,
because it's once again, like, they weren't really...
It's a little boring. Which, to your point, is the point, because the kids are bored. They're on this terrible field trip that they've been on every year. I'll say that maybe this is because my school was never, like, a magnet school so small. Like, we never, like, we had, like, the standard, like, field trips that the specific grades went on.
Same. We had grade specific.
As long as, like, there wasn't, like, an austerity year. But, there was never one like we did every year kind of thing. It was it was more like in 5th grade is when you did like the Challenger thing, and then there was like in the 6th grade you got to go to the zoo and stuff like that.
Yeah, ours was, I think it was 7th grade. Everyone went to, so with having the Georgia Aquarium only a couple of hours away, that's the place most big field trips tend to be, where they get like the really nice bus, because you can't put kids on a school bus for that long. It's over 2 hours. And the big trip was to the aquarium, but of course you had to pay for your ticket. So I couldn't afford to go, only for me to be convinced for Black History Month to join the Martin Luther King Bowl.
Okay.
We won. And so the prize for that was to go to the Georgia Aquarium.
Okay.
So I got to go for free instead, but with a smaller group. It wasn't the whole class. It was just our team. So like 6 teenagers instead of 60.
Yeah.
So it actually ended up better for me in the end, and I didn't have to pay for it. I won it with my intelligence.
Yeah.
So
I didn't do a whole lot of field, like, not think, I'm sure I did more field. I'm sure there was some field trip of some kind, like when I was in like elementary school. But the only one, like, because what comes to mind is the field trips that I didn't go on.
Yeah.
I told you about the Gettysburg one that I just decided not to do. Because that was a case of like I could have gone without doing the whole application process, because it was already a small group. And it was just a case of, do you want to come? If your mom says yes, you can. More a situation. Yeah. But I just didn't want to. And then in 7th grade, this was a case of, it had to have still been the Met Stadium. It wasn't, they hadn't rebuilt it into Citi Field yet. But they did like a school like trip day for like at the Mets, and it was like a math thing. And the way that it was set up with our school day, it was on a half day. So you'd go to school in the morning, and then the field trip was in the afternoon into the evening. However, that was the year that my school, with the way that our musical groups went, so with orchestra, chorus, band, chorus, we had just regular concert chorus, and we had chamber chorus, but it wasn't a class during the day. It was just like an extra thing on top of on top of concert chorus. And the way that one worked, the first year I was in it, the second year I was in it, it was a class, and it was like normal again. But the first year I did it, because it was an extra thing, rather than having like rehearsals all like semester and then sing at the concert, every semester had 2 half days somewhere in them. Basically on those half days, we stayed after the school day was done, and we learned all of our music on those half days.
Oh, fun.
And then we like had 1 or 2 rehearsals before the concert, and then we just did it there. So because I was in chamber chorus and the field trip was happening, I didn't get to go on the field trip. I had to go to class, and I had basically everyone was actually. I don't think anyone actually stayed in class. I think because it was a half day, they just like they just did the field trip that day. So I had to go sit in class with like my 2 friends who were also in chamber chorus, and I remember our extracurricular teachers were like, "Why are you here?" We're like, "We have to stay for chorus." He went, "Oh, okay. Here's a movie." They were expecting no one to be there. We're like, "Hi."
Yeah, I told you about that with my senior skip day. It was like that. They're like, "Why are you here? Leave."
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be a planning day for me. You're not supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this was an episode that we watched, and
it is.
I don't really have much on it. I enjoy, like I said, the main part I actually enjoy this episode is the fact that Louise learns a different lesson.
Yeah,
because
she has to treat other people like people.
Well, not only that, but like it everything that happens with Esther teaches her that, like, don't give up on your childhood yet. Don't stop playing with your toys, because we start on the scene of her struggling to imagine and play with her toys in that moment. So it was supposed to teach her, like, still do what you can to keep, like, hold on to that. Fine. Don't lose it like Esther did. Find a way to make it magical again. And I think, and that's really the only aspect I really enjoy of the episode. Like, it's the sibling shenanigans is always a fun time between the three of them, because they're just like, should we do this? We're going to do this. Are we being supportive? We should be supportive. Like, it's interesting seeing that aspect. And then you just have the dumbest B plot in existence of, Flyer Guy and Dying Ferret. Like I said, I would really love to have an episode where they have such a big A plot that they really only can show the smallest snippets of what's going on at Bob's, where you really, like, sometimes just show us that Bob's all alone cooking. Like, that's it. Like, we can see these tiny pieces that sometimes days are monotonous. Sometimes days are really just that, doing the same thing over and over again. And that just brings in more of the reality to the show that it already kind of, it's a crazy show. They do crazy shit. But it shows so much of reality as well. Yeah. And that's through pulling in these things. Like, the field trip to, like, Marionette Theater does make complete sense for the kids to be involved in. Just like Gaga Ball and all the other things that we've seen. But then they make it unrealistic with how they deal with the Flyer Guy. Yeah. Like, it's just, it's you get one or the other, it seems, never really in the middle. Yeah. So I don't ask me how they are in the next few. I don't remember. We've reached that point. We're almost to season 10. My brain's like, okay, what happens next?
We're at the same part for me with Once Upon a Time. We're getting to the part where, like, I know this happens, but I don't remember why or when.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, too. Like, I've got, of course, some things in my brain that I'm like, ooh, this is great. Ooh, this is going to be so much fun. But I've also got these aspects of, like, what the fuck happens in this episode? I don't.
Well, like, the B plots in both of these episodes, they almost feel like they have, like, they have a bunch of, like, disjointed B plots in a hat, and they just pull one out. That's what these feel like.
They really do. And if, like, I get if that's like a method you're having to use to get your A plots through and still need that time that you have to fill. But I just need something better, because I would love to see it just Bob's off with the kids on a field trip or something, and we pan back and Linda's just shoving something up Teddy's mouth, and then you're gone again. Like, what is she doing? That, I feel, was more comedic and more filling than an actual arc that you can only fit into maybe 5 minutes out of the whole episode.
Exactly.
Because that really didn't take up even 10 minutes of the entire episode. Almost the entire episode takes place at the theater. So, just picking apart a cartoon like we do. For fun.
As one does.
Would love to hear the rating on this one, though.
It got 8s across the board. It was fine.
Hey,
like, it's okay. It really is fine. It's 24. It's like it was more entertaining than the last one. The last one, I was like, wow, this is very boring. Like, if I'm picking up my phone while I'm watching
I did the same thing.
I'm like, this is bad. That's why I got a 6 for personal. This one, I was at least a little more seated. I also wasn't watching it at midnight, because I'll admit,
that's fair.
I watched once and What About Blob at about midnight, and then I was like, wow, I'm falling asleep. I can't watch any more of this. So then I waited until the next day, and then I watched. I did
the same thing, though. Like, through both of these episodes, like, even though even with the things that were happening during my day, I wasn't picking up my phone and checking on that. I was picking up my phone and opening Instagram, and I was just like, "Oh no, we're not supposed to." Like, that's bad. I'm glad to hear that I wasn't the only one, though, because, like, I had those moments. I would pick up my phone and be like, "Okay," and I'd be like, "Oh no, wait, I'm supposed to be paying attention." But like, that's how bored I was. Hence the 4 lines in the second episode. Not that I stayed on my phone or anything. Like, I put my phone back down every time. I was like, wait, nope, brain. That's the brain being like, needs dopamine. This is boring. So that's the initial thing, is like, let me pick up my phone. Let's not be picking up our phones when we're trying to consume media. No. Or we completely miss the point.
Let's fix our attention span, shall we?
I'm trying. It's hard. I gave this one another 7s across the board. It felt
Fair.
the same as the last one, so it's another 21. I know I rated both the same thing, and I had a moment of this of rating this one. I was like, it really is another 7s across the board. I didn't think I could elaborate more on that or do fair. More on, or less on score. So I was like, you know what? They're just getting the same score this week. I'm not being lazy. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. But I say this as like I don't remember what happens in these next few episodes because we're reaching that point of the show, so I can't tell you if it's going to get better or worse. But usually once we hit like a finale, it is really good because we only have 4 Bob's episodes left, so only 2 podcast episodes left of Bob's Burgers, and then we were on to season 10, which is so wild to say because it does not feel like we're like it doesn't feel like we should be on season 10. It doesn't, and yet here we are. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like we are in the latter we're in the home stretch for Once Upon a Time, basically. We're past
this is crazy.
We're past the midway point. We're gonna hit the 100th episode by the end of the year.
This is insane. Look what we did.
Look at us go.
Am I gonna actually finish a task?
We're gonna at the very least finish Once Upon a Time. I won't let you not.
That's true. I at this point I'm sitting here like begging to be able to watch more. So we're definitely going to finish Once Upon a Time.
And then we move on to the L word, which every time I tell somebody that, they first go, wait, is she gay? My response is usually kind of. And then... but then they go, how has she never seen that? Because I don't know. Not everyone has.
Because I wasn't allowed to watch things like that growing up because I never really had access to it too because it is behind a paywall because it was Stars, right? Or Showtime, my bad. Those are behind another paywall, and I grew up in poverty, so like I never had access to anything like that. I think I knew about it, but I also grew up in a very rural small town. You know, homophobia exists.
Yeah,
it was hard to find representation. You know,
absolutely.
And then I had children.
But now you'll get to experience it far after it was aired. It has aged badly, and it will continue to age badly. It will be even worse by the time we get to it. It's going to be great.
It was just, I know we're just probably get every episode to be like, this aged poorly.
Well, someone also asked me...
Do we need a disclaimer at the beginning?
Possibly. Someone asked me if I was going to have you do the reboot. Also, I went, no, I'm torturing her in a funny way, not in an I actually want her to hate me way.
Oh God, the reboot's worse?
It's so bad.
Why can't... The thing is, then we get good sapphic media and it just doesn't stick around. But we can't go on that rant right now or this will be another half hour.
Exactly. So I think we should just say goodbye to this episode and we'll continue this while it's rendering.
If you guys want our opinions on sapphic media, I don't know, join Patreon. Maybe we'll probably spout it there.
Yeah, we'll do a special at some point.
Because we have no self-control.
No. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 503, The Siege Perilous. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know, a TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.